YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back in Total War 3 Kingdoms, and I have a tip video for you tonight. It's going to focus on a specific tip that I want you all to be able to take advantage of, but at the same time, well, I have a little thought on it at the very end. Stay tuned and check it out, and then I want you to add your thoughts to it in the comment. But what's the tip for tonight? Well, one of the things that I've learned in 3 Kingdoms that's very useful in campaign is charge reflection versus mounted. This is a mechanic that is present on many spear units and pretty much all glaive units, or pole arms. You know what I mean? So like these pole arm units, like a G unit or halberds, glaives, whatever it wants to call it. Any of those units tend to have it. The icon looks like this. So charge reflection versus mounted. It is what it sounds like. It takes the charge damage from an enemy that's coming at you and reflects it back into them as long as you are braced. Braced means that you are stationary for at least 3 to 5 seconds and facing the charging enemy. So this is only useful if you have a charging cavalry unit slamming into the front of your unit. Now, that said, the AI will do that from time to time, and that's why this is a very useful tip in campaign. It's harder to pull off against a human player, but pretty much everybody playing this game is playing single player right now. So that said, that's why I wanted to give you this tip. Let me give you some examples what this looks like in combat. What good is heavy cavalry when you have a sharpened bamboo stick? Probably also dipped in the feces at the camp latrine in order to give it a little bit of a biological warfare, you know. So anyway, here we've got peasant band, or peasant spearmen, sorry. This is peasant spearmen. This is the cheapest unit out there, I believe, for the yellow turbans. There may be another peasant unit that is the same cost or cheaper, and what I have charging it is a Jade Dragon, a Lance Cavalry, and a Raider Cavalry. The Raider Cavalry is moderate to low charge, and the other two are a high charge unit. And then we have high armor and heavy mass on the Jade Dragon. So, very cheap peasants versus very expensive to rather cheap cavalry. Let's observe what the results are here with the charge reflection. So again, my men are braced. They are standing stationary, and they are going to be facing the oncoming charge. And this means that that charge reflection versus mounted will be observed. You're going to see one unit, we're taking on a more boxy formation, and then the other two are spread wide. This is a more typical charge formation because it allows more of your men to get their charge bonus. So let's see what happens here. Remember, elite cavalry into peasants. Yeah, kiss your elite cavalry goodbye. The box formation is instant death, and then the Raider cavalry is already dead. Now, the only reason this Jade Dragon has lived as long as it has is because a little bit of its unit wrapped around the left side and a teeny bit on the right side. But still, you can see it got utterly annihilated. So peasant warriors, greater than elite cavalry. Well, that was high charge cavalry. Maybe the cavalry with a little less charge isn't as bad. Well, remember, there was a Raider cavalry on the last one that was fairly low charge, and it still got annihilated. But here you go. Here's melee cavalry. Let's see if it's any different. This is a Aegean Sword Guard cavalry right here, and then 2 Saber Militia cavalry. Rip, rip, and rip. Doesn't matter. The charge reflection absolutely murders both kinds of units. It was regardless of the quality there. They get absolutely ruined by peasants with sharp bamboo poles. So bamboo greater than any horseman or armor he may have. Alright, one last thing I wanted to show you all here, and some generals can do this, not all of them can. But for instance, I've got Sun Jian here. He's set up to a high level. I have these G militia, and you can see that they've been imparted charge negation in this battle, which means that they will negate the charge of infantry or cavalry. They won't reflect the charge of infantry, but it's going to make these guys very, very effective in melee for their cost. And then I brought a couple of other. This is a Pearl Dragon. This is a light glaive infantry. They have the same charge negation, yeah, just kind of an interesting unit there. And then the Protectors of Heaven have the charge negation as well as charge reflection, and a lot of other skills that aren't really super relevant to this fight. But what I wanted to show here, and I'm just going to fast forward this, is show you how long these glaive infantry can last in combat against sword units, and sometimes even win. And that's fine in the case of these Pearl Dragons and these Protectors of Heaven. These are very expensive units that are a specialty unit. I don't mind seeing them perform well, but watch how well this G Militia does over here versus the Sword Guards. And it basically means that really these G Militia only have one weakness, which is missiles. And that's fine. They are weak to missiles. So I like the charge reflection. I like that it's in the game. I want you all to use it in campaign, and that's why I've made this tip video, but I wanted to see what you all think. Should they take charge reflection off of Peasant Band, Peasant Spearmen, and G Militia? What do you think? I kind of think they should, but I want to know what you all think. Am I off base? Like I said, I like the mechanic. I don't want it to go away. I think it's a cool thing, and it makes an interesting play style that I've used in campaign in a very satisfactory manner multiple times. But like I said, curious what you all think. Just again about that. So you all saw what that GN Sword Guard, how much work it took for it just to get rid of a G Militia. That means that G Militia is very, very useful. Very useful. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this. Leave your thoughts. If you like it, make sure and go hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't like it, get in the comments. Tell me what you want to see different. And speaking of, are there any other tips or anything that you'd like me to describe on the game? Let me know. Otherwise, I'll be looking for them on my own, and I will see you all soon.